Alright, what's going on everybody? Griffin here, coming back to y'all with an update on day trading with very little money to start out. Obviously I mentioned yesterday in the previous stream that I would be doing live streams of just like day trading and swing trading updates on more than likely Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday we would do just kind of like a stock watch, maybe for swing trades for the next week, day trades coming up, etc. Just like certain stock talk essentially. But obviously I'm live right now, and it's Tuesday, so I just wanted to, I had some spare time, so I figure I'll go ahead and hop on here for those of you that are new to me. I'm pretty much just starting out with, like the thumbnail says, like around $265, $270. And I'll just pretty much tell you guys straight up, like everything start to finish, when I invest more money in my account, what stocks I'm investing in no way, shape, or form is it telling you guys what to invest in. It's just showing you guys like my strategy. As you can see here, I have multiple marks on Acre. We'll get into that. I have the VWAP lines, the RSI, MACD. I just have all these indicators. I go over stuff like that in my videos. So if you're new to me and you're into that stuff, definitely consider subscribing. But I'll go ahead and get right into it, guys. First things first is midway through the day, I was just looking at my budget and whatnot, and I was like, hey, I have like $10 to $20 free dollars. So I'll go ahead and throw $10 into my account. So that did go ahead and up my account to a total of $284. Obviously, like I said, I've gotten a few free stocks because of recommending the app to friends. I have 3 free stocks that have added up to roughly about $10 to $12. So that's where the other money adds up. My account is currently at $284.26. However, I have lost like $3 today, and I'm going to get into that. Once again, sticking to your plan. If not, you will bite yourself in the butt. I wrote down right here I had a chance from... Literally, if I would have stuck to my plan, I stuck to my plan and invested in those stocks, but I trailed off and invested in 2 or 3 other ones we'll get into. And if I hadn't done that and just kept going into the stocks that I wanted to invest in only, I would have had between a 5 to 10+% profit day. Instead, obviously, I'll show you guys right here. I'm pretty much ending the note on a -1% pretty much with after hours. Obviously after hours can change a lot. Right now it's down about 0.5%. By tomorrow morning it could be up 0.5%, so that's to be determined. But as for market hours, I was down 0.59%, aka $1.71 per my account value. So what did I do exactly? I wrote down literally every single thing I did. I'll kind of go over it real quick, the ones that like matter the most. I did sell JNUG off. Obviously, I had it around 382, somewhere around there, or no, 322. No, somewhere around there. I have a 77-cent profit is what I wrote down. I should have wrote down what I bought it for originally. But either way, I sold it for a 77% profit, which was a 5.7% profit if you're a percents person like I am. So, that was a really good profit. If I had lots of money to invest, that would have been a huge profit for sure from a actual dollar standpoint. Imagine 77 cents times 1,000 shares. You're talking $770 at that point. So, as you can tell, just very little amount of pennies worth of profit can add up to big amounts later on as you keep compounding and growing your account. I bought a whole bunch of Acre. Obviously, Acre had a not so good day. Do not get discouraged by that. I'll get into that here in a minute. But I bought Acre on pretty much every single dip. I bought 20. Obviously, these aren't huge amounts of shares because I'm not working with a huge account balance. Obviously, I bought 25 shares at 69.88, like 0.6988. I bought 30 more shares, or no, that was PGH. I'll get into that in a minute. I bought another 30 shares at 0.684. I bought another 25 shares at 0.679, and I bought just 5 more shares because I had a few dollars left for the day at 0.678. I thought I bought some more actually. Yeah, I also bought 15 more at 0.669, which is one of the lowest points. Obviously, the lowest point was 0.606. But at 0.669, I was not doing too bad. I believe that was somewhere in here. I don't know for a fact, but it was pretty low point either way. So that was really nice to at least get some of that. And I think I already said I bought 5 shares at 0.678. I did not sell any because obviously I have a goal. My goal was 79 cents, but I don't want to hold this long term, guys. It's just not my trading style. The most I want to do is swing it, and I've had some shares since Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm going on a week now. That's a decent swing for sure. So some of my stocks, some of my shares, I'm going to probably end up taking a very small loss. But I did the math actually at work again on my little notepad. I like added up every amount that like I bought of Acre, and then I just kind of did the math. If you guys want a video on how to like calculate your profit, let me know and I'll do a video on that. But if I were to sell just at 70 cents, I would have overall a 3.6% profit, so not a bad profit at all. If I sell it at 73% or 73%, 73 cents, that'll jump up to 8% profit. And I have the 71 here. I didn't do 71. I can do it real quick if you guys want. I don't know if anyone's currently watching, but if you are, let me know if you want me to do that in the chat. But either way, I'm assuming 71 would roughly be at least 4 to 5% at the minimum. So, I mean, that's literally at least, I know for sure it's at least a percent jump, because if you go from 70 to 73 and it's at 8% versus 3.6, you got to think it's at least 5% probably. And if I wait until 76 cents, which isn't really looking too likely for a long time, so I'm not going to. The most I'm thinking is 74, which 74 would be 9.5%, which is really good, obviously. But then 76%, why do I keep saying percent? 76 cents. If I wait that long, it will be a 12.47% profit, guys. So, I mean, if I had a whole bunch of shares of this, then yeah, you're damn right. I'd probably wait it out, suck it up, and just hold them. But since I only have 165 shares, I know 165 to you new people probably sounds like a lot, but 165 really isn't. It's literally, I've invested $111.49 in Acre. And like I said, if you want me to calculate, like show you guys the calculation, I'll do a video on that in the future. I probably will anyways, just because it's a good general video for you guys. It's not really that hard. Once you see it, you'll be like, wow, this is easy math. But yeah, for sure, if I had like 1,000 plus shares, I would definitely hold on, because you can tell by going back in the chart. If we go back, I don't think it's 5 days. Yeah, we need to go back 20 days. You go back 20 days, as you can see here, every time Acre started going up, since it's like low for the year, if I remember right. It's actually, I don't think that's the year, but the either way, like the month low, ever since it started like going up, it's had these little periods of where it doesn't really have much growth whatsoever, actually a slight decline. And then as you can see, it kind of just starts going back up. And then obviously right here, there's a sell-off and it goes back down for about 3 days here. And now we've shot way up to 88 cents. And obviously now we're in like a, about 4 day period in a row now, 4 or 5 day period of Acre just really kind of not really doing much. I mean, it's not going down exponentially or anything, but it's definitely not doing anything good for us at this moment, other than allowing us to have some major, if you want to buy a whole bunch, you can buy right now. It's the best time, because it's going to go back up. Just me, my trading style, I don't want to wait another 5 business, 10, who knows how many business days. I do think it will start going back up probably before the end of the week. There's been a lot of talk still about that whole FDA stuff. People have been thinking that they were going to do it in after hours today. Why, I don't know. I get on the Stock Twist. There's an app called Stock Twist. That's a funny name, right? But there's a live chat, and I mean, it just starts blowing up whenever there's like dips in Acre, or dips in any stock for that matter. People saying bye, 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 all that good stuff. But don't buy into that stuff for sure. I mean, there's some people that are trying to pump and dump, obviously. But point being, I do think it'll go up. I just personally, my trading style and where I'm at with Acre, if I can make 4+%, I want to try to get at least 71. That is why I set an alert at 71 cents. Because if it'll hit 71, I'll probably go ahead and sell, because I know that's about a 4 or 5% profit. Yes, on a few of my shares, I'm going to take a slight loss, but those were like from last week when I was like brand new. I thought that Acre was like going to bounce up to like $1 or 88 cents like that. Obviously, by reading the charts and seeing the trends and seeing that it's kind of doing this flatlining before it bounced back up. Obviously, the smartest thing to do would be just to hold them, but like I said, since it's just not my style, I'm wanting to kind of get in at a good point and then get out with a good profit. To me, a good profit is anything above 2.5 to 3%. So if I can get 4 to 5% out of all my stocks as a whole, then I'm good to go. I'll go ahead and dump it. And say Acre goes back down. Doesn't mean I'm done with Acre altogether. I'm just going to wait for it to drop again. And when it does drop, you better believe I'm going to hop in and probably do the same thing. Just I'm going to use Acre more as like a daily, at least for the time being, for sure. So yeah, enough with Acre. Got on that for quite a few minutes. But I also hopped into BPMX. There was a lot of hype around BPMX today. If you look at it, BPMX and Acre almost seem like inverse ETFs or something, because BPMX is skyrocketing, Acre's kind of taking a dip, so to speak. Acre was down like 5 or 6%. BPMX was up like 19 or 20 at one point. So I mean, I was this close, and literally it wasn't on my radar. Actually, it wasn't on my list for the day, but I have it still on my watch list on Robinhood, and I saw it kind of going up pretty early in the morning. I was like, okay, like it kind of intrigued me pre-market hours and to start the day. Then it started taking a dip, so I kind of forgot about it, didn't think nothing of it. Saw it again around my first break at 10 o'clock here, and I was like, okay, it's up again. Then it took another one, so I was just like, all right, I'm definitely not going to invest in that. Then next thing I know, it's like up here around like 30 cents, like 31 or something. So I was like, okay, I think I might want to get in on this. There's a lot of people just going crazy about this stock. So I'm going to go ahead and get in a little bit on the action. So I invested 100 shares at 31.6 cents, so 0.316. And then I went ahead and I sold off early. I sold all of them at 33.338, pretty much 33.8 cents. And obviously that is still a very good profit. I made 6.9% profit off of that. So I made off of that, roughly, if I remember right, it was like $2 or $3, something like that. No, not 3, because I made about 2.6 cents or something off of each times 100. I made about $2.50. Nothing big, but I mean, when you're starting with a small account, $2.50 can be huge. Like, say I reinvested at $2.50 into a penny stock like BPMX with huge potential. Say $2.50, I can get roughly close to 5 or 10 shares. Obviously, it's not a lot, but you can see how it just keeps compounding. Now, are you going to get 7% every time? No, I'm not saying that at all, but it's just the mindset of keep on compounding your money over time. Your account will grow, and then obviously you'll keep on learning as a trader, and you'll keep making more and more and more money. That's what we all want at the end of the day. I have a goal personally of roughly, I think what I was thinking is at the minimum I want to do 5% a week, which means on average just 1% growth a day. Nothing huge. But when you're starting out, I mean, obviously like today I'm down. For the actual trading hours, I was down 0.5%. So tomorrow I would want to do like 1.5%, so to speak. But for the whole week, I want to do at least 5% growth to start. And then in about a week or two, I'll go ahead and say, okay, now I want to do like 2% a day. So then obviously just as I learn, as I keep learning, and it's good for you guys to set like minor goals and then big goals. Like, okay, for today, I want to do 2%. Okay, for this week, I want to do 10%. Like, just set goals for yourself and don't start chasing stocks just to meet your goal. A goal is just a goal at the end of the day. It's not like you're going to lose all your money, all of your stock, all your shares if you don't hit your goal. Goals are just something obviously you want to strive for, because at the end of the day, if you're not setting goals, then what are you really doing, right? So BPMX was a good one, 6.9%, and then obviously JNUG was 5.7%, so those were good ones. And then obviously Acre I'm kind of just hanging on to for now. That one is the majority of my loss in all honesty, because like I said, I have shares around 73 cents. So the fact that they're down to like what's Acre at now? Acre's currently at 67 cents, so obviously that's a 6 cents loss. That's a pretty big loss. What would that be? Roughly, I don't even know, I want to say at least 10% loss. So, I mean, that has to factor in, and that's obviously going to go up. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about the overall loss right now, but that's obviously why I'm wanting to just go ahead and get rid of Acre, because it's just a mindset. It's just my mindset, my trading at the end of the day. I was stupid and hopped into Tops. This is where it all began. I started kind of going off my plan for the day. I invested in Tops. There was some speculation going on with it. I bought in way too early. I bought in at 0.146, and I went ahead and just dished it at 0.14. Good thing I did, because I'll go ahead and show you guys Tops here. Obviously, as you can see, it got as high in pre-market hours as almost like 16 cents. And then I bought in roughly, where was it at? 14.6. It was somewhere right in here. It had kind of leveled out, and then it just kept going down and going down. As you can see, it ended at 14.07. So, I mean, it's a good thing that I dipped. Could it be possibly trying to go back up? Yes, but it kind of has this new resistance here, 0.142, somewhere around there. So, I mean, it just wasn't worth it. I didn't have a whole lot of shares anyways. I lost 40 cents. I was just like, I'm sick of even looking at this stock. Let's just get rid of it. So, at least I'll have those funds, come Thursday. So, yeah, that was not a good experience. And then I bought into GST. GST was another one that was not on my radar necessarily, but that was still on my watch list. I bought 25 shares, so really not a lot, but still a loss is a loss. I bought 25 shares of it at 69 cents. I went ahead and dumped it at, where did I dump it off? I just seen it. I dumped it off at 68.13 cents. So like I said, again, not a huge loss, but take 0.87 times, or 0.0087 times 25, you get a few cents. It's still a loss. I don't like taking losses, obviously, but better with smaller money than big money, right? That's the whole point here. That's the whole point of just this whole, like, kind of just what I'm doing with this, like, channel series, whatever you want to call it, with the whole investing with small money. It's better to, when you're starting out, invest with small money or no money doing paper trading, than investing with huge money right off the bat and then like losing all your money, because then you're never going to want to invest again, and obviously that's not good. You don't want that to happen, of course. So it's better to make mistakes with smaller money, even if you have the money available to you. I would not, if you're brand new starting out, first thing I would do is do paper trading, reading up on certain stocks, learning how to read charts, obviously. And I wouldn't start with no more than $1,000, just simply because I would rather lose all of $1,000 than all of $10,000. Obviously, the goal is not to lose any money, but let's just say it's not for you, and you do lose all that money, rather $1,000 than $10,000. I mean, just simple, basic math at the end of the day. But yeah, so GST, PGAs was another one I thought I was going to do a lot better on. I thought it had a lot more potential. It was actually one that I was looking out for. So here we go, PGH. As you can see, I set a mark at 70, and I set a mark at 68. I did buy at, what did I buy it at? I bought it a little high at 69 for whatever reason, and I think I was looking at the charts again on my phone. See if we can go here. When did I buy it? Okay, so the intraday is right here. So I bought it roughly, as you can see, there just wasn't a lot of movement with it. It bounced a lot in between the resistance and support. It was hanging around under 69 all day. So I went ahead and just said forget it, because once again, it was just one of those I didn't quite understand. So I just went ahead and dumped it for a minimum loss at 0.6813. So again, I lost about 0.008, somewhere around there, times how many shares? Times 30 shares. So I lost roughly, 20 cents or less, something like that. Again, small loss. Don't want any losses, but better with little money than big money. Let me go ahead and hop in the chat and see if there's anything. No chat currently. See if anyone's even watching right now. Still got one watching apparently. But yeah, we're going on 17 minutes already. Wow, it's easy to just get off on rants on this stuff, just because, I mean, they're just very small mistakes. Like, when you're doing them, you don't, like, you have a feeling like, okay, I might make some money here, but like in the back of your mind, once you do it, it's like, man, this wasn't my plan. I don't even know if this stock, I mean, I hope, and I read the chart, read the RSI, and I think it's going to do well, but is it? And then you're just kind of like, shit, once it starts going down. So then if you're like me, you just say, you know what, forget it, I'm going to go ahead and dump it for a minimum loss. That's where the whole stop loss comes in. I have a video about stop loss if you haven't seen that already. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like I always say, stick to your plan. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and talk about, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, as quick as I can at least. I have about 3 or 4 stocks here. We already talked about Acre, so I'm not going to go into Acre. But Acre, I'm just going to say the support is pretty much around 67 cents. I'll go ahead and pull it up for you real quick. I'm saying the support's roughly now at about 70 cents, just based off of this right here. As you can see, it's or not that right there. Where is it? I thought the support was support's at 67. Sorry about that. The supports are roughly around 67 cents. So I marked it for whenever it hits pretty much right at 67. So I will invest. Obviously, pre-market hours, anything can happen. This can be up to 69 or 70, which is what I'm kind of expecting. And then I kind of said, I think the support is roughly, resistance is around 70 cents, because it hit 70 cents like once or twice earlier today, and then it just kind of went right back down from there. So I think there's a new resistance at 70. I think that this other VWAP line will probably catch up with that before long, because obviously old resistances become new supports, as we all know, and it kind of shows that the old support is still around 66 cents. I don't see it really going down to 66 again, because Obviously, there's kind of this support here, roughly around 67 the last few hours, the last few market hours. So if you can get in at 67 cents, that'd be great. If you can get in at 67 and sell it off at 70 or 71, I do think it can hit 71 tomorrow. Will it is the ultimate question. But if you can get 3 cents of profit, that is roughly how much? I put it down. Pretty much you can get between 3 to 20% profit if you buy in at 67 cents. If you sell it at 71 cents, that would be about 4% profit. And then if you waited and held on to it for God knows how long and sold it at just 82 cents, you'd have 20% profit. So, I mean, that's a huge variation of just how long do you want to hold it. Do you want to hold it all for the rest of the week? Do you want to hold it over the weekend? It's up to you at the end of the day. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you all what to do. I know what my plan is. My plan is probably just to go ahead and dump it off at 71 cents. Unless if it just starts booming, of course, and breaking through every support, every resistance, kind of like BPMX is. If it starts having a BPMX day, then of course I'm going to ride it out. But once it's probably like 75 cents, in that case, I'd probably go ahead and say, okay, I made enough money. Time to get out of here. But yeah, I don't want to ride Acre too long. Like I said, I love Acre, but it's crazy for sure. OBE is another one, mostly because they have an earnings report first thing tomorrow morning, I think, just before the market opens, actually. So I'm kind of just keeping an eye on this one. I'm not necessarily thinking about investing. It just depends on what the report is. Like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? If it's good, then I'll kind of just ride it out and see what it does. As for like the RSI and the MACD, and see if it breaks the supports really quick, kind of like what was that stock? I just said it a second ago. I got so many stocks on my mind, I can't keep track of them. BPMX. I almost said OPMX, that's why. BPMX. If it has like a BPMX type where it just breaks through all the supports, then I'll probably go ahead and jump on somewhere around. That's why I marked it at 99 cents. Because if it hits 99 cents, it'll then break this support, and then I'll probably invest. I see it kind of tapping out around $1.04. So even if it does, if you can get in at 99 cents and sell it around $1.04, that's 4% profit. Not huge profit, but I mean decent profit. Like I said, if you can do 3% or more a day, you're doing what like 99% of traders, investors cannot do. So I mean 4%, really good. Let's see if we got anything going on in the chat again. No chat. Okay. And then another one, like I said, BPMX, another one to keep an eye on. It is just busting through every old resistance. I mean, the resistance here is just insane. I mean, it hits one, boom. It hits one, boom. Hits one, boom. Just keeps on busting through the resistance. I think it's going to I see a new support forming roughly around 35 cents, which is why I set a mark on it right here. So if it hits 35 cents, I will probably invest in it for sure. Then I put another one at 40 cents. If you can make 5-cent profit off of that, let's say you invest in at 35 cents. So that'd be a 5-cent profit at 40 cents. So 0.05 divided by your initial investment of 0.35, that'd be a 14% profit, guys. Now, are you gonna ride it out to 40 cents? That's up to you. It's up to me. Am I gonna ride it out to 40? I don't know. It just depends. Obviously, you can't tell the future of how the charts are gonna go. But if I can even sell it off at like 38 cents, let's say you make 3 cents even off of that 35-cent investment, that would still be an 8.5% profit. Huge profit, guys. You start multiplying that by hundreds, I mean, you're talking some serious cash. So definitely keep an eye on BPMX. BPMX is kind of having a lot of hype like Acre was here a while back, because if you look at the chart, it's having a very similar trend. Like, let's look at BPMX there, and now let's look at Acre. Like I said, pretty similar. They almost look identical, don't they? BPMX. Literally, they look so identical. So, I mean, there's a lot of hype around it. People are thinking, oh, well, Acre got up to like $1. Why can't BPMX? So, I mean, some people are thinking BPMX is going to hit 80 cents plus. Do I? To be determined. I'll just keep on watching it. I'm more of a day trader than a swing trader or a long-term investor. So, I'll just go ahead and take my 5 to 10% from it per day, and I'll just keep on keeping on and compounding my money. But at the end of the day, it's up to how you are as an investor, as a trader. Are you more of a day trader, swing trader, or long-term investor? Do you see potential in the company? I'll go ahead and show you guys 1 year just to see. So see, I mean, I think this is where a lot of them are getting that it can hit the 80 plus cents. Will it? Who knows? I'm kind of thinking maybe right here is where it'll top out at 48 cents. But again, I'm just going to ride it. I'm just going to go ahead and keep on day and swing trading it, and we'll just see what happens. And then my last one that I'm kind of keeping a little eye on is LGCY. I've been keeping an eye on LGCY for like the last, really since I started day trading, in all honesty. And I mean, it has some good potential. It's consistently going up. It has these little rivets, I call them rivets. I don't know why I call it that, but it has these little dips. Let's call them what they are. The little dips, little sell-offs. It goes up, sell off, goes up, sell off, go up, sell off, sell off, go up, sell off, go up, sell off, go up, sell off, and it seems to be it had a really big sell-off. I can't believe that I wasn't paying attention to this today, because let's look at the last 2 days here. So it had a really decent size sell-off. It got up to 440 in pre-market hours, and roughly around like 432 during actual trading hours, and it sold off all the way down to 383, 382. So I mean, or maybe not 382, but about 385, somewhere around there. So I mean, it seems to be going back up. So I set an alarm mark at 402. I don't know why I did that exactly. I think 402, I think, is what I see as the new support. Let's go ahead and just go to 1 day. That might be why. Let's see here. Just go like that. So I identified what I think is a new support, roughly around 402. They show the resistance being at 405. I do think it'll go ahead and break through that 405 tomorrow, because as you can see here, it's been doing pretty good going into the aftermarket hours. So I went ahead and set one at 414 too, because that way I'll know for sure that yes, it is breaking through this what I like to call the old resistance. It's kind of the current resistance, but I think it's going to be the old resistance, new support tomorrow morning. So once it hits 414, I'll go ahead and consider investing. Just depends on how much money. I need to see how much money I'm going to have tomorrow. I think I'm only going to have about $60 to play around with. So it's either going to be, like I said, OB, BPMX, Acre. I'm probably not going to invest any more in Acre. It just depends. If it drops down to 67 cents and I think it can bounce up to 70, then yeah. But if not, Acre's just going to be one that I'm looking out for, more for me to sell than to actually invest. But ones I'm really thinking I'm going to invest in tomorrow are BPMX and probably OBE. But LGCY, like I said, if it breaks the 14, I'll probably go ahead and jump in there, get a few shares. And because if you get a 21 cent profit, or what did I say, 23? I said 23 cents. So if you get a 23 cent profit, you're talking 5%. So I mean, 5%, again, really, really good, guys. And you can get up to 10%, because if you can hold it out to the 40 cent where it goes up to 440 and you somehow get in, I think I marked it at 402 for some reason for me to get in at 402, maybe. So obviously if you get in at 402 and ride it up to like 440, the highest point, will it reach 440? Who knows? But if you can get it up to 40 cents of profit per share, you're talking then a 10% profit, guys. So it's just a few stocks, like I said, that I'm keeping an eye out on tomorrow. Could there be more? Yes, I'll probably do some more homework not overnight, but after I get done with this video, I'm going to shoot a few videos for you guys. I actually have to go see my great grandma, because it sounds like she's probably not going to make it through this week, possibly. So not too good of news, obviously, but so I got some stuff to do tonight, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of research, of course, because the world doesn't stop ever. So I'll go ahead and do a little bit more homework, and I hope to at least get another video shot for you guys for tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, make sure that no one's in the comments or chat or anything. Oh, doesn't look like anyone is. And do we even have anyone watching? Still got one watching, so whoever it is, they're the MVP for watching the whole thing. If you have any questions, comments after this live stream is uploaded and you see it after, I always respond in the comments, or you can reach out to me on the social media. That's also in my description box. I also put the book, The Compound Effect. It's like my favorite investing book by far. I suggest it to everyone who has not read it, no matter if you're brand new to this or quote unquote an expert at this. I suggest it for everyone. I believe the link that I have in my description is like the lowest price, at least on Amazon for sure. It's like $12 if I remember right. So definitely consider checking that link out below. I greatly appreciate that. And of course, like I always said, none of these stocks I'm showing you guys are ones that I'm saying you should invest in. I'm just simply telling you guys my strategy, what I'm doing, like with my alarms, how I look at these support and resistance lines. the RSI. I didn't really talk about RSI or MACD too much, but I just like to just overall tell you guys what I'm thinking, because I'm sure here before long, as the channel keeps growing, I'll get some people that are going to say you're an idiot, you need to know this instead of this, you need to tell people this instead of this. So I mean, I just like learning from all kinds of like-minded people, because at the end of the day, all of our goal is to make money, and if all of us can make money, then all of us can win, and that is the ultimate goal here. So if you're new to the channel and find any value in this channel or this video, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below, and if you did like the video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there and making them profits, and let's go ahead and achieve some financial freedom this year.